You know, little boy, you dream of all kinds of things. You dream of things that never were, and then you try and do it. People say, how you dream all this sort of stuff up? I guess it's part of my life when you grow up alone. I never knew about how I was born, but they told me the biological mother had come in the night and left me there at her doorstep. Being different, because I was light-skinned, I had red hair and swamp green eyes. You see, I'm a minority of the minorities, and so they were always challenging me about something. But whatever life deals you, you got to play the cards. The lady that raised me, she said, the Lord made you just like he did anybody else. And you don't have to be ashamed of yourself. And you're just as good as anybody. I said, don't you never forget that. Well, maybe a lot of folks don't like what I look like. You know, I can't help that. I can't change me. I wouldn't if I could. I wouldn't if I could. See, I must have bought this land 71, 72. But when I started to raise cattle here, I would take them into the auction. My cows come through there. That auctioneer, he looked at them running around that round pen, and his eyes locked on me. Looked at me for maybe a solid minute. I could hear the silence and everybody talking. Now we knew who owns that brand. No. Can I hear 125, 125, what about 125? What about 125? He went on through his chant. Nothing. No sale. Run back. Two good old boys was there. They said, well, you ought to build your town and sell your cows in your own town. Then you wouldn't have to come up here to complain about nothing. I drove a ways a little bit, you know, I stopped, sit down, build your own town. I'll do that. And I set about in earnest to do that. All the stuff you see hauling here, I hauled it by just a pickup truck, because I had nothing else. And everything you see around here, built by hand. A come-along, a shovel, a digging bar, a shifter board that you could shift the rock out, and a packing device. No machinery, because they didn't have no machinery. Couldn't afford to buy any. I would have never thought of building no town. In 1,000 years, I would have never thought of it. Today, my name is known throughout the world. But well, let me tell you, it wasn't always like that. It certainly wasn't like that here. The general population didn't know that there was such thing as black cowboys. I'm not doing anything that nobody hadn't done before. They don't understand the word cowboy. You didn't call an English gentleman boy. You didn't call a Spanish aristocrat boy. Well, who do you think you call boy? Who do you think you call boy? And the way that cowboy come about was little slave boys herding cattle. That's the way it came about. And that meant that there was always black cowboys. When the fiction West came along, the Lone Ranger and Gene Archer and Roy Rogers and the fiction West, you know, they just took him out, period, like he didn't exist. But that's the way it was. They always somehow get it wrong. They get it wrong, and by getting it wrong like that, it builds hatred. And it builds animosity. It builds all sorts of things. When you do that, that's when the trouble starts. That's when the trouble starts. We had that concept in Korea. You know, we were taught that too. That's racist thinking. You troops, you just going over there to fight a bunch of Lornemans. You beat them any day. Really? Well, I tell you what. They give us a good licking for a long time, too. And we found out that they cleaned more than our shirts because I had to clean the doo-doo out of our drawers, too, because we had to be moving somewhere, you see. You can trade with a person, but they floor his land and force your will on him. That's gonna build up animosity and hatred. And it's gonna be passed from generation to generation to generation. And it takes a long time to erase that, you see. When I got into the military, we went to Tombstone. Somebody said, well, let's go into the town. And we don't want to go into town because they're going to tell us, you know, they don't serve Negroes in here. Fella stepped up, what kind of help are you fellas with? Damn, Jesus, man, we didn't know what to say to that. And nobody ever mentioned the color of your skin in Tombstone. That stayed with me all the years. And so when I got out of the military, I come back to Arizona. Cowboy life is honest living. It's hard. It tests you all the time. A lot of the cowboys not around anymore. Big ranches, they were built by somebody long ago in the past, or some of their ancestors someplace, and they didn't have to do what I did, because they were already built from it, that's passed on. I was a dreamer. I reckon I still am a dreamer, and so I don't suppose that's gonna ever change. You're fascinated with things that you think of, and the things that you think of that ain't anybody ever told you about, but you just dream them up and try and do them. Sometimes it works. A lot of times it fails. Yeah, a lot of times it just fails, but you learn from that. You sure do. Someone listening to me, don't give up on your dream and dream of things that never work. No matter how big and how far-fetched it is to someone else, you don't defeat it in your mind before you try to accomplish your dream. Oh, I meet so many people from all walks of life. I enjoy that, meeting people that I don't know. But the town took on an atmosphere, and everybody likes to come here. Everybody feels that way. They walk in and say, well, we feel at home in Keeylocko. I've heard that thousands of times. And I tell them, you're always welcome in Cowtown Keeylocko. You think that is your home, or your home away from home. You'll always be there. And I like that. I like that. I hope y'all say that when I'm passed on. Say, well, yeah, we knew him. We knew him. They asked where you're gonna be buried, so I'll be buried here on this land. I sure will be. If they don't do that, I told them I'm gonna come back and hunt y'all. I'm gonna hunt you. I'm gonna hunt you. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hunt you. Yeah, I'm almost 82 years old and still learning.